Welcome. My name is Sylvester Allen Jr., and I am the director and playwright of Spirit of Wyatt Outlaw, Final Piece. Today we are here to honor, on Wyatt Outlaw Day, a man who was killed unjustly in 1870. But before we get to my play, we have two performances that we'd like to bring to you tonight. First up is a singer-songwriter from Raleigh named Jess Klein, who's written a new song called The Ballad of Wyatt Outlaw.
Wyatt Outlaw was the son of a white man, but Wyatt and his mother were slaves. He escaped to join the Union colored cavalry. Then he came back home to Alamance to stay. He came back home to Alamance to stay. Built a school and a church for the freedmen. A black man as commissioner of Grand. The first to serve the town as constable. To bring justice to a woe-begotten land. To bring justice to a woe-begotten land. When you see it ain't right, stand up. Focus on the light when you stand up. And we'll stand together till we're free. Wyatt Outlaw and Graham and you and me. One February night, Wyatt was patrolling. From the east came a thundering sound. White hoods on horses, they brandished their torches, but shots were fired that drove them from the town. Shots were fired that drove them from the town. When you see it ain't right, stand up. You focus on the light when you stand up. And we'll stand together till we're free. Wyatt Outlaw and Graham and you and me. It's easy to make enemies when trying to bring change. No one knew who fired those shots, but they mentioned Wyatt's name. The White Hoods came for Wyatt, and they hung him from a tree. And now a statue stands to glorify their deed. And what did his mother feel? And what did the people feel? And what did his son feel? Now we are kneeling where there used to be an elm tree. We are saying that the statue must come down. You can pepper spray our eyes, turn a deaf ear to our cries, but we will tell the story of this town. We will tell the story of this town. When you see so much.
As we know, every human life form originated from the continent of Africa. And what better time to connect to our roots than right here, right now? And so I've asked the Samar Center for the Performing Arts to perform for us this evening. Enjoy. And now, the spirit of Wyatt Outlaw, final piece. You may have heard by now the legend of Wyatt Outlaw, the Union soldier and town constable who was hung by the neck by the Ku Klux Klan in 1870. Yeah, it was a pitiful story, all right. His spirit's still waiting for peace, for justice, some say. Well, tonight, we're here to give the spirit of Wyatt Outlaw proper justice, proper peace, and proper honor. For you see, some may not know that his murderers were never punished. But before we get to that, why don't we start a little further back and get to know Wyatt a little bit? Now let's see here. Wyatt Outlaw. Wyatt Outlaw was born a slave near Union Ridge in what is now called Alamance County on January 28th, 1816. Now, how do we know his birth date? It was written inside an old family Bible, now in the possession of one of Wyatt's descendants. Now, Wyatt was born to a slave owner named Chesley Fawcett and a slave named Jemima Mima Phillips. She was 24 years old at the time. The end result was a baby boy destined to change the world with bravery and with courage. Now, it appears that he was sold at some point to a man named George Outlaw, a tobacco farmer who lived in the company shop's Graham area. And that is where he seems to have acquired his ultimate surname. Wyatt was the eldest of 12 slaves working on the Outlaw farm in 1860. Now, during the Civil War, Wyatt's all-black cavalry regiment was dispatched to Texas at the end of the Civil War, and he served there until being discharged in February 1866. He was back in Alamance County by April. Now, during that time...
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Miss, we're actually, we're doing a show right now. We're actually, we're telling a story about Wyatt Outlaw. Now, if you want to have a seat, I'd be glad to,
You're
get
doing
your-
an okay job, but no one knows my boy better than me. I'll take it from here.
Your boy. You're Jimama. Phillips, you're Mima. Yes, ma'am. Please.
So, y'all here to learn about my son. Well, what do you want to know? One thing I can tell you, he was a great man, an honest man. When he went off to fight for the Union Army during the war, I knew that'd be the turning point for my wife. When he came back from the war, after being down in Texas for a little while, oh, I believe that was 66. 1866, that is. It wasn't long for Governor Holden made him a town commissioner.
And don't forget, he was a constable.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes. The greatness of my son Wyatt. Oh, he was a leader, all right. Though he always had me worried about something. Starting that Union League here, being a constable and all, I just wondered where it would lead to is all.
Loved by many, hated by many.
That was my Wyatt. And I knew some of the white folks wouldn't like what was going on. A black man that could police a white folks? No, sir. And it all came to a head the night they had that Klan rally. Believe it was 1869. Henry Holt fired warning shots at him that night. Henry being all nervous and all. And then that preacher, Allen Paisley, told them it was my son that did it. Well, it wasn't. The one thing you got to know is Wyatt wasn't the type to be violent. Hell, he always encouraged his fellas in that Union League to show restraint and build up black folks. Well, I don't think people in town saw it that way. Not all of them, anyhow. They didn't need much of an excuse. So, that following year,
You see, Mima was there on that fateful night. That night, February 26th, 1870. Oh, I'd say it was between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. See, this mob of Klansmen, they called themselves the White Brotherhood, marched to the house of Mima and Wyatt. When they entered that house, boy, she picked up a stick. She picked up a stick and started swinging it. She must have hit one of them because someone yelled, "Damn you! You struck a white man!" 3 men then jumped on her, knocking her to the ground, and then stomped on her head, chest, and arms. Unable to resist, all she could do was scream.
murder!
5-year-old Oscar was...
Little Oscar, when they came for Wyatt, little Oscar grabbed onto his daddy.
Daddy! Daddy! He cried. You see, when they took Wyatt from his home, they also took a rope from his bed and marched him down Main Street in Graham, down to where Sesquicentennial Park now sits. Now, some folks have called this Wyatt Outlaw Park. See, this was 1870, and there was a tree standing there at the time. Well, that's where they left his body hanging till almost noon the next day. They even pinned a note on Wyatt's body saying, "Beware ye guilty parties, both white and black."
Mama! Mom? Mama? Mama, it's me. It's me, Wyatt.
Wyatt! Oh, I was just talking about you. About that terrible night. The night they dragged you away. Such a horrible night. And to think they never caught who did it.
Oh, they caught who done it, all right. They was never punished. Makes me angry. How can I work so hard to bring peace when people don't seem to care which way I end up? It makes me so angry sometimes, Mama. No one, Jacob Long, but none of those other fellas ever got what was coming to them. Mama, I don't know.
Son, you got to move on from this. I feel like you're not at peace, son. You got to be at peace.
How can I be at peace, Mama?
Find peace in this. There are people on earth still fighting for what you fought for. Your legacy ain't lost.
But I'm still so angry. I'm sad. And from what I can see in this country right now, some of those same things are still happening. Mama, did I do anything to change this community? Just tell me that.
I'd say so. They remember you, son. Just look out there. These people are inspired by you. I was talking to them just now. They wanted to know all about you. I think that means something, Wyatt. I know what you need. You need to tell the people what you want from them. Don't worry. I'm right here with you. Give them your final piece, and then it's time to go on home, son.
Okay, Mom. I'm John Wyatt Outlaw. And what I want from y'all is to tell the story of what happened here on these grounds a long time ago. As far as I'm concerned, the people need to know. I want to find peace. I want to find peace. But I can't rest until I know there's people out there that's taking up the torch. What do you tell them? I've asked myself that question for a long, long time now. What do you tell them? You tell them what we fought for, and why the story can never die. I know you all know by now, and that's why you're here. But I think the whole world deserves to know and to never forget. This land belongs to everyone that's a citizen here in this country, not just some. It's some folks who never understood that. Tell them we were leaders in this community. Tell them we can all be. The sacrifices we made during that time can't be taken for granted.
After the events that took Wyatt's life, Governor William W. Holden sent a soldier named Colonel George Washington Kirk to Alamance County to investigate the activities of the Klan. What followed was what would come to be known as the Kirk-Holden War, a county war rarely mentioned from the mouths of its people. The governor's efforts to suppress Klan activity in Alamance County led to his impeachment and ultimate conviction in December of 1870. The men that killed Wyatt were rounded up by Kirk and brought in for indictment, but an amnesty bill brought by the state legislature freed all those men without conviction. The mob went unpunished for the rest of their days.
Time to go home now, Wyatt.
Thank you. Come on out, come on. Break it down. You can break it down.